Hi everyone, Sarah Marsh here to do our July team meeting. So I love doing these team meetings because it gives me a way to connect with all of you and just talk about what is going on right now within our team and within the company. So we have a lot to cover and I want to keep you guys entertained and get you guys out of here as quickly as possible from this meeting. So let's dig in, okay? Check out all these ladies on this shout out list from June. Wow, there's a lot of awesomeness going on right here. Okay, so let's start with our top 10 in sales. And this is out of all of the Team Yes umbrellas. So that's almost 1,900 women, ladies. Yeah. So number 1 in sales, Nicole Hawthorne, 2260. Number 2, Andrea Weinrich. You were not far behind. You had 2243. Number 3, Carrie Hop, 1684. Jessica Neely took number 4 spot here at 1665 in sales. Ashley Katie at number 5, 1608. Number 6, Sean Headley, 1545. Number 7, Elizabeth X, 1406. And Heather Warner took spot number 8, 1375. Sarah Duncan in the number 9 spot, 1236. And number 10, Deanne Shepard, 1134. So our top recruiters, Jenna, what? Jenna Stenzel got 3 recruits in June, guys. 3. Wow, Jenna, awesomeness right there. And Julia Crow, Kelly Lehman, and Andrea Weinrich all got 2. Wouldn't you guys like to get 2 in a month? Yeah, me too. So let's work on that. Love it. Awesome, ladies. That's amazing. And our triple fast start achievers, Christine Dempsey, Trisha Rivet, and Margaret Baldwin and Kate Fagan, all were triple fast start achievers in June. All right, let's talk Maui. These ladies are on track for Maui and are doing awesome. Number 1, Sean Headley, 21,262 trip points. Number 2, Heather Werner at 20,129 trip points. And Angela Holberg, number 3, 19,059 trip points. Number 4, Jillian Skyver, 18,252. Lori Capola, 17,158. Nicole Hawthorne, 14,815. And Kelly Lehman, 13,982. And then these ladies are super close to being on track. Jen Smith, 13,079, Bonnie Wiseman, 12,531, and Lindsay Bean, 11,635. So listen, ladies, if you're in the hunt, or even if your name is not on this list, you can totally qualify for Maui. You just got to start setting some goals of what you need in order to hit that qualification level, and just go for it. There's ladies who have actually in Jamboree have already qualified for the 3-day trip, and it's only July, so all you got to do is plan. You know, they did it in just a couple of months, so you have the rest of the year. All right, let's talk incentives, okay? So there's a couple incentives going on right now. The first one is the maintain or move up incentive given to us by the home office. And that one is basically just maintaining your rank or moving up in rank. Or if you're still in your fast start period, it is actually just achieving your next fast start level. So super easy. Anybody can do this, you know, and the prizes are fantastic. So go to your dashboard and click on the incentives and get some more information on that if you have not read up on that yet. The other incentive by home office is the summer incentive, and I don't know about you guys, but I love to travel, and they have some awesome trips for us to win, and all we have to do is sell some jams. That's it. Yeah. So there are 4 trips that are going to be given away, 2 to the top salespeople, and 2 are just being raffled off as long as you sell a minimum of 1,500 total between July and August. So totally easy and doable. I know I want that trip, so I am totally going to make sure I hit those levels because I would love a chance to do any of those trips. So go ahead and click on the incentives in the dashboard and you will see more information on the summer incentive as well. And then the last one is Style Box, and I have a question mark because I know in Team Yes, the page for Team Yes, we are doing a Style Box incentive, and many of the downline in Team Yes, the different Team Yes pages are doing, or I'm sorry, the different teams within the umbrella of Team Yes are doing the incentive for Style Box as well. So you may or may not be doing a Style Box incentive on your team page. You know, it's just going off of the Style Box training that I did a few weeks back. If you haven't seen that, you can go to jamwithteamyes.com and see that training and get some really great information on Style Box. And then maybe your team manager will do a Style Box incentive sometime in the near future, and then you will have that training ready and in your back pocket. Did you know conference is coming up right now? I mean, we are so close to conference, and whether or not you are going, it is so exciting. And here's why. They roll out new products, they roll out new different programs they're doing. I mean, they have so many awesome announcements during the conference. It's going to blow your mind. Yes, it is. Really. I promise. It is amazing. And you know, if you're going to conference, I'm telling you now, it is a game changer for your business. And I'm really excited for you to go. I have a little something special for some of you guys at conference, and I can't wait to meet you all. And if you can't go, try to start planning now to go next year. I understand it's a cost to get out there, but I am telling you, it changes your business in a way I can't even describe. And it motivates you, it inspires you, it gives you fresh ideas, you get to meet new people, it's all good stuff. So it's gonna be amazing, and if you can't go, I totally get it, but you know, we will try to keep you in the loop as much as possible. You'll be getting lots of updates and pictures and fun things from me and from your team managers that are actually there, and it's going to be amazing. Be prepared. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of new products being rolled out and some really incredibly awesome announcements. All right, yay, conference! Have you heard about area meetings? So area meetings are local meetings run by other leaders, and they are meant to kind of be scattered all over the place to hopefully, you know, throughout the year, at least one time, you will have the opportunity to have one be near where you're living. So they're constantly being added. If you would just go to the events part on your dashboard, they will be posted on there. And 2 were just recently added for August. One is in Conway, Arkansas, and the other one is in South Jordan, Utah. So if you are close to those locations, go. I'm telling you, like, you want to be there. It is just an awesome opportunity to connect with other Jam Sisters and motivate each other, inspire each other, and really just get some ideas off of each other. Because I'll tell you, just even having a conversation with another Jam Sister can sometimes spark an idea that you never even thought of. So if you can make it, if it's, you know, reasonable for you to drive there, do it. It's worth it. I promise. Guys, we are days away from the Going, Going, Gone list to be released. What does that mean? Okay, so if you've never been here for a catalog change, they will release a list of all the reps that will be retiring on September 1st when the new catalog rolls out. So you should get that list on October 1st usually, and it's a long list, people. I mean, typically it's over 100 reps that are retiring, and that's a lot of reps, and that's a lot of people that will want to stock up on those reps that are going away forever. Okay, it needs some drama because this is a great time to tap into those hostesses from the past. You know, that maybe if they loved one of the reps that are on that list of things that are retiring, now's the time to stock up on them. So go back and see if they want to host another party so they can stock up on some of their favorites. And you know, you can also even take advantage of the new catalog release and get those hostesses to do new parties with the new catalog. I typically like to run a party just for myself, like a mystery hostess party, or just my own party to celebrate the new catalog by having the party go from the 2 or 3 days before the catalog retires. So, the very end of August, and have it carry over into the new catalog for the first 2 or 3 days in September. So I can have people kind of double dip, and I'll do like a raffle for anybody who makes a purchase in the first half of the party from the old catalog, and another raffle for anybody who purchases in the second half of the party in the new catalog. And you can make it a mystery hostess, you can make it your own, you can do this for other hostesses, you can do a mega party and have a whole bunch of hostesses, make it like Battle of the Hostesses or something. Be creative, have fun. These next 2 months are huge for your business, and typically very easy to get parties booked as long as you're out there and you're explaining to people what's going on and the excitement of it. And when they see the new wraps that are coming in September, they're going to be excited, because guys, there's gonna be like over 100 wraps that come out that are new. I mean, that's a lot of wraps, right? That's a lot. And you're gonna want to purchase some as well. So doing some sort of party like this, as a consultant being the hostess, you can even get some hostess rewards. So coming up, it's a great time of year. I love catalog changes, so have some fun with it. All right, so the topic for this month's team meeting is positivity. So positivity is not always the most fun conversation to have, because it's about changing your outlook on things, but it is so crucial to have a positive attitude, and training your brain to think positively is really what's going to help keep you motivated, inspired, and helping you to think outside the box when you need to. So let's go ahead and start looking at some characteristics to stay positive. All right, so let's talk about some characteristics that you can have that will empower you in your life and in your business. The first characteristic I would say you should have is to be a visionary person. So that means to write down your goals and write down the steps that you need to take to get there. For me, like, it was a matter of achieving a certain rank. And so, I wrote that down. Look, I want to be at this rank by this time of the year. What do I need to get there? Okay, so I need to get this many people, selling this much. Okay, and I need to get this many recruits myself. I need to have this many parties in the month. Lots of different things that I kind of wrote down so that I could stay focused and I can check them off the list. Super easy, right? And I stay organized, focused on my vision, and it makes it that much easier to achieve. So that's characteristic number 1. The second characteristic is relationship building. So for this one, it's all about one-on-one relationships with people, and it's kind of 2 parts to it. One is one-on-one relationships within the team or within your Jam family, whether it be within your team page or even outside of your team page, finding a Jam sister that is like a battle buddy, where you guys can kind of be accountability partners, whatever you want to call it. Having that connection with somebody is huge, okay? It's just so nice to connect with other people. You can empower one another. It's just amazing. And you can also apply that to your customers and your hostesses, and making one-on-one connections with them as well is huge for your business, because people want to like you and trust you, and then they want to purchase from you. So if it's just they don't really know who you are, then they're just going to buy from any Jamberry person that they meet, and they won't really care who they buy from. It won't be that they're feeling loyal or devoted to you. So make those one-on-one relationships count. The third characteristic is to be a driver. So knowing what activities are going to make your business successful and actually doing them. So it goes back to those income generating activities we've talked about before. If it's some activity that you're doing, whether bookings, recruiting, working events, doing follow-ups, things that are going to help drive in income are great activities for your business. But knowing what they are and recognizing what income generating activities are is the first step. And the fourth characteristic is to be principled. So being compliant in your business, knowing and understanding the policies and procedures, and holding yourself accountable for how you're running your business. It's very easy to try to blame other people for not telling you about a certain policy or procedure, or not telling you we can't do something that way. You have resources at your fingertips. Hold yourself accountable to knowing what you're doing is to be correct, okay? It's very, very important, because then people will notice that you're an upstanding consultant who's following the rules, and your customers will want to purchase from you because they trust you. If they are a customer and they hear that you're doing things that you're really not supposed to do, and you're like, shh, don't tell anybody I'm doing this for you, it's harder for them to trust you, because they're like, well, I don't know, is she like, am I going to all of a sudden she's going to disappear, or, am I going to get in trouble, for getting this or buying this off of her? Is this not allowed? Whatever it might be. So hold yourself accountable and be principled. And the fifth one, last one, is be enthusiastic, guys. Woohoo! Enthusiasm is contagious. So if you're excited and you're enthusiastic and you just exude energy, it's contagious. They're going to be the same way. They're going to do the exact same attitude and excitement that you have. So, if you're up there running a party or something in front of all these people at a home party, and you're like, I'm a little bit boring, and here are my jams, they're not going to really be all that excited. But if you're like, oh my God, have you seen my nails? Look at them. Yeah, they're going to be pretty excited, right? Yeah, they are. So exude energy and enthusiasm. All right, guys, let's go ahead and look at how we can train our brain, and a great example of kind of just shifting how our brain is thinking. So here we go. I'm going to read this from top to bottom, and it's going to be obviously very negative and bad, and then I'm going to do a little something funny, okay? So here we go. I'm going to read this to you. Today was the absolute worst day ever. Don't ever try to convince me that there's something good in every day, because when you take a closer look, this world is a pretty evil place. Even if some goodness does shine through once in a while, satisfaction and happiness don't last. And it's not true that it's all in the mind and heart, because true happiness can only be attained only if one's surroundings are good. It's not true that good exists. I'm sure you can agree that the reality creates my attitude. It's all beyond my control, and you'll never in a million years hear me say that today was a good day. Okay, so obviously negative, down, not in a good place, right? So now we're going to read it from the bottom to the top. Today was a good day, and you'll never in a million years hear me say that it's all beyond my control. My attitude creates the reality. I'm sure you can agree that it's not true that good exists only if one's surroundings are good. True happiness can only be obtained because it's all in the mind and heart. And it's not true that satisfaction and happiness don't last. Some goodness does shine through once in a while, even if the world is a pretty evil place. Because when you take a closer look, there's something good in every day. And don't try to convince me that today was the absolute worst day ever. Okay, so can you hear the difference? When I'm reading it from bottom to top, I have anger, resentment, and it just, it makes you feel yucky. It makes you feel, just not ready to take on the world. But, reading it from the bottom to the top totally changes that. I even notice a difference in my posture, my tone of voice. I start to get a smile on my face. Huge difference by just changing my brain, shifting how I'm actually reading this. And it kind of goes with your everyday life. Changing how you do things to a positive way can make a world of difference on your business. Huge difference, I tell you. So really try to train your brain. It's a very important concept. All right, so next I want to introduce to you guys Diane Shepard. So if you're already on the Team Yes page, you know Diane. She's on the Team Yes page co-managing with me, but she is a team manager in the Team Yes umbrella, and she is fabulous, ladies. And she's just got a little something to share with you about kind of this topic of positive thinking and staying focused and intentional with your business.
Hey gals, Diane here with a little story about momentum and speed bumps and how we work through and continue to build our business even in the face of struggles. So a lot of you know I'm pregnant. I'm 32 and a half weeks. Our little girl is expected to join us at the beginning of September. What some of you may or may not know is that for the first about 16 to 17 weeks of my pregnancy, I was very sick, feeling like I needed to sleep more hours of the day than be awake, really bad morning sickness, which was actually all day sickness. And it really affected my ability to roll with my business. I also had just a weird spate of bad luck, like cancellations of parties or reschedules, a lot of maybes with no follow-throughs, Facebook parties that were kind of duds. Being pregnant, I don't know if people just thought like, oh, she's sick, so I don't want to be a burden on her, so I'll cancel or reschedule my party for when she's feeling better. Potentially I was lower energy, and so people didn't really feel that vibe, and they thought, oh, I'll just cancel. She's not super fun. People want to party with people who are fun and are energetic. And if you're not that, if you're putting out a negative vibe, if your mindset is, oh, well, maybe this will work, or maybe it won't, maybe we'll get some hostess rewards, maybe we won't. People sense that. They want to party with a positive person, and they want to party with somebody who's energetic. I lost some bookings, which, you know, we book bookings off of bookings. We get parties from parties. We meet new customers from our existing customers and our hostesses. Basically, January through April were just not the months that I would have hoped. So I could have said, oh, this business does not work. I need to pull out. I need to find something else. I chose to be positive. I just never stopped hustling. I never stopped sending out emails. I would spend a couple hours on Saturdays sending out dozens, like 50 booking emails or private messages, phone calls, texts to my list of 100, to anybody that I could think of, to my close friends, asking them if they would do me a favor and host for me to help me pick up some momentum, meet some new people, people I had met at vendor events, calling, even months and months ago where it would have been past the time to follow up with them from that event. I would find an excuse like, hey, there's this new wrap coming out, I thought about you. Or I've got this great incentive that I'm doing. I play the green light challenge with myself. I tried every kind of booking incentive. I did things like the flower pot game. Before that flower pot game got crazy popular, I put up things like that on my business page, and I shared them to my personal page. I did private messages. I used all kinds of tricks. I never stopped. I never stopped hustling. What I can tell you is that it didn't happen overnight. It wasn't like, oh, I sent 10 booking emails and 10 people got back to me right away and I was back on track. No, it took all of that time to kind of build and find those couple of yeses, continuing through and getting the actual yeses and getting them on the calendar. My May sales were better than they had been in months. And my June sales were actually better than they had been since November. I broke the 1K club for the first time in several months, just because I had bookings. So that goes to tell you, you know, we always talk about June and July can be difficult for direct sales in general. They say the J months are those difficult months, but my June was rocking and my July has been great. My August is even filling up. I already have parties on the books for September and early October. I'm not trying to say any of this to like toot my own horn or anything, but I'm telling you, never give up. Never, never give up, because you're the one in control. You can always send more emails. You can always send more private messages and texts. You can always make more phone calls. There are tricks upon tricks. There are trainings upon trainings. If you need help learning what to say or how to say it or anything like that, search this group or ask your upline leader. There's always help. We have a ton of resources in Jamberry University and on this team page with ideas about how to get bookings, even if you have none. Okay, so my son woke up from his nap and Mammy had to leave, so we're gonna try and finish this with him here. We'll see how it goes. So for me, a lot of it has been in the delivery. I book about a month in advance because I want people to know that I'm a hot commodity, even if it's not true. if I'm booking a week or a couple days in advance, that doesn't give me a lot of time to set things up, and it makes it look like I'm not very popular. So if I let them know, oh hey, my calendar's already filling up for that time, then they want to get on the calendar. They know that I'm something special. I always have my calendar with me. I keep it in my phone, and it's my Google Calendar, so it updates on my computer and on my phone, or you can carry around your paper calendar, whatever works for you. But I always have my calendar with me, so I can say, hey, I find that the best way is just to get a date on the calendar so that you're telling your friends a specific date. Otherwise, you say, hey, you want to have a Jamberry party? Oh, maybe when? I don't know. That's where the conversation ends. So if you have a date, your hostess can actually tell their friends when they want to do things. I also like to talk about parties as an experience.
Yeah.
Do you want some milk?
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute, okay? Can you be patient?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about parties as an experience. So I just want to encourage you not to give up, to continue pushing for those bookings. It might not be overnight. It might not be that you send out 5 emails and you get 5 yeses right away, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth it. Continue to try different things, switch it up, contact everyone you know, even if they've not responded to you in the past. In this day and age, a no response is not a no. Continue trying. Never ever give up. All done.
Yeah.
You wanna get down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't Diane awesome? Yeah, pretty awesome, right? Okay, I thought that was so helpful. So thank you, Diane, for helping out and sharing that with us. We definitely appreciate it. So let's go ahead and wrap this whole meeting up here and put a pretty little bow on it. I want to challenge you guys to do a little something over the next month. And that's to be positive. And really, in order to be positive, I really think it's best to have a positive and personal affirmation. And by that, it's something that you write down that either says, I will, ... or I am, ... whatever it might be. It's something personal to you. Like some people are like, business is booming, life is improving, or I'm going to make this next advancement, or I am incredible. I'm an awesome Jamberry consultant. Whatever it is that you kind of need to hear in order to stay positive and stay on track with your goals and your vision, that is what your personal affirmation should be over this next month. And I want you to write it down. And I want you to keep it in a safe place. And then for the next month, this is total cheeseball here, guys. I know it is. I get it. Totally cheeseball. But I want you to take that affirmation that you wrote down, and I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to say it to yourself in the mirror once a day for a month. Okay? And just see how it makes you feel. See how that changes your day by reading that aloud to yourself. It's really important to do it in front of the mirror because you will kind of internalize it a little bit more by seeing yourself say it to yourself. So try it. I know it's cheeseball. I'm not a cheeseball person, I promise, but it's really that important to have that positivity in order for your business to succeed. If you're a negative person, you might have a few great months, and then because you're just, if you're not positive, that's what's going to happen. So staying positive is so important, and I really want your businesses to thrive, and I know you do too. So let's stay positive. Get those personal affirmations written down and said to yourself in the mirror for a month, and then reevaluate. Maybe write a new personal affirmation in a month because maybe you hit whatever goal you had, and keep doing it, as you need it to stay positive. All right? Okay, ladies, have a great July. I can't wait for our meeting next month because we'll get to start talking about the new catalog. Woohoo! I love catalog changes. Okay, all right, guys, have a great month. Bye.